The Galaxy S24 FE is here, and we have got our full hands-on and impressions to show you all about the latest from Samsung in the S24 lineup. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. We've had the S24 FE for a while now. We've got to know it pretty well. We're going to get to our full reviews later on, once we've sort of been able to use it as our phone for a while with our SIM card in it, because we've really only had the chance to play around with it sort of locally around my house and a little bit out and about. From a design point of view, Samsung have changed the FE to be massive. It used to be a 6.4-inch display, and it was kind of like the middle child between the S base model and then the Plus model. Now it is 6.7 inches, standing pretty much alongside the Plus model and just a fraction smaller than the Ultra in terms of screen size. It's actually, though, the same footprint as the Galaxy S24 Ultra. When you hold them over the top of each other, the S24 Ultra disappears underneath it, barring the corners, which are obviously squarer. Then you remove the S24 FE away, and the S24 Ultra appears. It is basically the same size in the hand in terms of width, in terms of height. So in terms of size, you're getting an ultra-sized phone. It's very Samsung of 2024. You have the flat sides, you have the flat display, you've got the rounded corners which match the S24 base model. There is a couple of ways though that you can tell that it's not the higher end of Samsung phones, and that's the cameras on the back. Whilst they have the minimalist floating cameras from the base model and the Ultra, you can tell that it's not the premium end because the cameras stick out quite away from the back. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't make wobbling awful, but it is more noticeable, especially when you compare it to the S24. It is way more pronounced, and that's usually what Samsung do for the A series and on the FE as well. Another way to tell that it's not the higher end flagship from Samsung is the bezels. The bezels on the S24 FE are much thicker around the borders of the phone compared to what you've got on the normal S24 and S24 Plus. You can just see the comparison here. The bezels just surround the display and kind of add a little bit of extra thickness. What is gone this year is the silver ring around the selfie camera. Samsung finally made sense to remove it because there was really no point and it served no purpose being there. At least now it's not there. FE also, as was the same last year, has dropped the matte finish and has gone with the glossy glass on the back. It is a more improved, more durable glass, which is great, but it is still that glossy finish. So if you are looking for that more premium end of matte finish, you will have to go for the S24, S24 Plus, or the Ultra, whereas here it doesn't have it. I do like that the flat sides are comfortable. Samsung seem to have subtly curved the aluminium frame around the back of the glass, and that is noticeable when you're holding it in your hand. It feels a bit softer and a bit more premium when you're sort of gripping it in this part. So the rounded corners and then the rounded frame kind of doesn't feel as sharp as maybe what the S24 sort of did. The S24 was okay, like it wasn't as curved though, and you can see that difference here. From a camera perspective, Samsung have pretty much kept the same stock standard 3 cameras on the back of the FE. You have the 12 megapixel ultra wide, you have the 50 megapixel main, and you have an 8 megapixel 3x telephoto. I'm going to do a more deeper dive on the cameras on the FE in our full review coming later, so hit subscribe. But early impressions, I'm actually pretty impressed. The main camera does a really good job of balancing out the highlights and sort of reducing the overexposed areas, especially on bright sunny days. I took a couple of snaps next to the S24 and you can sort of see the difference and the improvement. And even though they're running the same processor, it seems like Samsung will sort of refine the software and the processing on the FE. So hopefully that comes to the base model S24, because it was weird that that difference existed. Video is also really good too. You find, again, similar sort of thing. The video is really nice and smooth in terms of stabilization and balances out the shadows and the light areas really nicely. And upgrade from the S23 FE, S24 FE does 8K in 30 FPS. And you can see a bit of a sample of that footage here. It's the same as what you get to experience on the S24 and the S23 from last year. 8K30 is such a big improvement over 8K24. And then on top of that, Samsung hasn't nerfed the camera modes on the S24 FE. You get all of the same camera modes and experience pretty much as you would on the S24 series. Dual recording, portrait video, all of that's there. As of now, Expert RAW is missing. I'm not worried yet because I've got this currently ahead of its release. Normally when it comes out, it gets sort of loaded into the Galaxy store for the device, but I'll keep an eye on it and I'll make sure I update it in our full review. What's also really good to note is that Galaxy AI is here and all of the features are there. You can go to our Galaxy AI video. We've done a full deep dive on all the Galaxy AI features on the S24 FE. So make sure you go and check that out up here. And you can see that just of now, they've got all of the same features as what the higher end models do. Now onto performance. Performance is a really tricky one when it comes to devices like the FE. Especially this year, it seems as if Samsung are giving the same chipset, whereas last year's S23 FE was running a generation behind. And I think what I really like with what they've done with the Exynos 2400 is they've pretty much kept it on par. The only thing I have noticed is that when I look into Geekbench, comparing the two Geekbench 6s, not that I've done the test, I'm not really a fan of benchmarking in general. What I did notice though was that the single core is actually a little bit less in terms of clock speed and frequency versus what it is on the S24 version of the Exynos 2400. And I did see some rumors flying around that Samsung had done that. They kind of just lowered it a little bit for the S24 FE. But in real world performance, you're honestly not going to notice. It's still really fast at exporting video. It's still going to do a great job with battery life, especially when you consider that this is a 4,700 milliamp hour battery. It's massive. And because it's not running as bright as a screen as what the S24 is, you should expect really long battery life out of it. That's not to say the display is bad by any means. It's excellent. The only thing I did notice that the display was missing from a feature point of view is the brightness for video, the extra boost. When you go into the settings of the S24 and the S24 FE, you'll see in the advanced features menu that Samsung haven't got made available the video brightness toggle in there. And that actually does make a big difference to brightness for video. When I play a video on both these screens here, you'll actually notice the difference in what the S24 FE can output and what the S24 can output. The brightness is just vastly superior. You do notice that, and that toggle makes a difference. But performance is something you've got to, I guess, judge as you use the phone. And again, that's probably something we'll talk about a little bit more extensively in our full review. As of now, the main things you need to know is it still has a adaptive 120 Hz refresh rate. You've got the 4,700 mAh battery, and it is running off the Exynos 2400, albeit with that slightly lower frequency speed of 3.11 versus 3.21 gigahertz. It won't make much of a difference though. So overall, early on with the Galaxy S24 FE, pretty impressed. I think Samsung have done a really good job at making this a good package. All of the features you need are in here. The design, the only thing that you don't get from a premium end is the razor thin bezels. But if you're buying this phone, I doubt that's going to bother you, because ultimately you'll just be looking at the screen and that's about it. Let me know what you think early on of the S24 FE. Let me know what you'd like to see us test for our full review, whether it be gaming, whether it be more extensive video or more extensive battery tests. Let us know in the comments below. Hit subscribe to SamMobile TV. Lots of content coming around all of the devices Samsung have just announced. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.